Hey, you guys. Hope all is well with you and yours. Welcome back to Burgundy Blue Commentary, where we talk about what we want to talk about when we want to talk about it. So, sorry guys, no microphone today because I figured, I don't know who's on my channel that would be. Hey, Magnolia. Hello, everybody. Who would be interested in hearing about Noah's Ark? Now, you have to be. You had to have been there. You had to have been there. So this is like the early 2000s. And at this time, hold on, let me see, not Noah's Ark. I just want to see. I will say about 2004. Yep, 2005. It had two seasons. Um, it was depth. Sorry, guys. It had seasons, and it's a show. So I'm. This will be some spoilers. Spoilers. It's a show about a group of gay black men. Now, I'm saying this was like 2005. Now, I know I don't have a big audience for this, so this is mainly for like the replay and the people that like to remember Noah's Ark. You had to be there, okay? So, this was back when it was like a channel called Logo, and that was supposed to be the yes. Yes, Scott, this is hey Scott, hey Brandon. That's what I put the arc so that y'all knew I wasn't talking about Noah's Ark from the Bible. And so I have a lot of men in here I know that's like, Berg, what are you talking about? So it Arc stand Noah is the lead character. So this was sort of like Sex in the City, right? So Sex in the City kicked it off. And I'm sorry to Patrick Ian Polk, who is the creator of this show. And you know why I love this so much? First of all, it, it was shocking at the time. And this was my time that I was getting into my career and I was going to LA and I was getting to see things that I didn't see here in Chicago. Like nowadays, it's normal to just your neighbor or someone that lives in your building is trans, right? Back in the day in the 90s, in certain neighborhoods, you in Chicago, you had to go up north to like Boys Town, right? To really see the openly gay community. Our gym teacher, if they had like a certain haircut or something like that, you guys know what I'm saying. To judge, not ye be judged, right? You'd be like, okay, Miss So and So has to be gay, right? But we would never see her openly say she was gay. But then 20 years later, we see she was gay the whole time. You know what I mean? So it wasn't a time like that. You know what I mean? You ever had someone in your life like a theater teacher or something like that, not to judge it, and then you like, I wonder, but back then you weren't just out there like that. So I started to meet some of my gay friends coming up, um, like in the fashion industry. And one of my good friends, he introduced me to, oh, I mean, openly gay, right? So he introduced me to Noah's Ark. He's like, hey, here's a DVD. And he gave me the DVD. And I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm like, oh my God, like is this what happens? Like, this is what's happening. So it was just they took it from Sex in the City, and then it was another show, The L Word. Now, what I'm saying, Sex in the City was primarily white. No black people popped in. I think Miranda had Blair Underwood came through once, but it was no black people. They're trying to do that now. Then it was Queer as Folk, which was a group of white men, and then it was the L Word, which was a group of white women, and then they threw Pam Grier up in there for some flavor. She I don't even know what Pam Grier. I don't even know what she was doing in there. I want to read this. Wait a minute. Scott said better than Noah's Arch. Oh my gosh. My chorus teacher in high school looked like a black Conway Twitty. We all knew what it was. Who's Conway Twitty? Let me look it up. Yeah, like it's so funny because now looking back on stuff, like I remember growing up. Oh my goodness, this is Why did this look like my chorus teacher too? This was with Scott Conway Tweet. So yeah, I remember growing up, and it was these two ladies that lived near us. I don't want to out them, but they live close by. And one had like she looked a little bit like she used to look like, remember What's Happening Now with Shirley, and we used to call her Shirley all the time. But she and then the other lady was absolutely beautiful, like off the runway. Not to say Shirley isn't beautiful. Shirley beautiful too. And so we got in trouble one day because the people in the neighborhood were saying they were sisters. And we were like, oh, that's cool. They sure don't look alike, or they sure are hugging. Or she like, mommy, if they're sisters, what is she doing? What is she hugging her like that? Don't leave your window open. See everything. So it was so cool to see how Noah's Ark came about, because they showed positivity, they showed Black love, they showed like for the gay community, instead of like this over sexual that all Black gay men, and I'm sorry, I don't want to offend anyone that's gay. I'm just saying, like, you know how back then in the late 90s, 2000, early 2000, you were gay, you had the AIDS, you were promiscuous, you was that's all that judgmental stuff. They put an end to that. They had like healthy, successful, thriving lives professionally, in love, and mentally too. So I get this DVD, I'm watching it, and then one of my family members, she's like, what you watching? We watching it together, like, ooh, girl, because they showed like the men shirtless, which I only watched it for one man and one man only, and it was Jensen Atwood. Now, if you guys don't know, I think Jensen Atwood, he's a dancer first. He's the right here with the braids. He's Wade. Now, I was in love with Jensen Atwood, and I got to meet him once, and he looked even better in person. He is, oh my goodness. I mean, I just don't even know. I don't even know. Like, now that is somebody I have a crush on, Jensen Atwood. Like, he was just everything. You might have seen him in some movie videos. He was in a couple of other films, but I think his breakout starring is Noah's Ark, which is really sad because I don't know his sexual orientation, but a lot of people were wondering if he was gay, or if he was bi, or if he was straight. And once you have a role, because this role, they're getting intimate, like you feel like Noah, who's played by I think Daryl Stevens, when you get with him, they're in love. They're in love totally. When you see them together, they're the cutest couple. So they gave these people 2 seasons, and it should have went way longer, because I want to say stuff like the L Word got like 1,000 seasons. Queer as Folk got 1,000 seasons. Sex in the City, well, it's not really gay. Sex in the City is not gay. Now it is, which we have to talk about later, because Miranda is getting on my nerves. All right. But they were just a cute couple. So, and their relationship was everything. But let's get to how it started in the past and how we're getting to the movie. But let's watch the preview of the movie together first. And no, why y'all didn't tell me this movie was coming out? I had no idea. So this is how I stumbled across the movie. So I have a show coming up, and I wanted some like inspiration, like in the background. You know how I just listen to stuff in the background. And Shay was talking about basketball. And I was listening to Shay, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with this basketball stuff. Like, let me know when they get a touchdown, Shay. So I was listening to Shay a little bit. Then I said, you know what? Let me listen to some, because I usually pay attention to Shay when I'm listening. I need some background noise. So I said, oh my goodness, I got a free 7-day trial to Paramount. Let me look at my favorite movie, Ghost. Okay. Then my second favorite show on here that I saw was Noah's Ark. I said, oh, it's here. So you could binge watch it because it's 27-minute episodes. So I'm like, man, I forgot how good it was, how good the fashion was. Now, was the acting the best? Daryl, yes. Sometimes the acting was a little off guard, and I'm not a movie critic, but Wade's boyfriend and Noah's boyfriend, it was like they just found people, and their acting was a little shaky because it probably is difficult to have actors that's going to have, it was a lot of kissing going on and all that stuff. And like I said, that was early 2000s. But let's play so spoilers for those who haven't seen it, because y'all didn't tell me that this was on, and I am like, what? Noah's Ark? Because you have to know this is a trilogy. No. So we have Noah's Ark season 1, season 2. So we have the seasons. And then we have Noah's Ark jumping the broom. Okay. All right. Which I don't really like Ricky. I mean, not Ricky. Yeah, their photos look weird right there. Okay. Then you have, now we have Noah's Ark, the movie. So, and then I put T.S. Madison hashtag and Kaya hashtag. Hopefully you'll see why. So let's go.
One of the things that's about being gay was the idea of missing out on being a dad.
Well, you've always been my daddy.
Get ready for a groundbreaking new comedy about fatherhood.
A little something to commemorate your new role as a stay-at-home mom.
Oh, wow.
We need something safe and reliable for the twins.
Are Noah and Wade ready for...
We're gonna be daddies.
Hey Siri, how do I stop a baby crying?
On June 20th.
You know you're taking this job, right?
I can't. I have 2 babies on the way.
You might just have to bite the bullet, get a nanny.
You two are very fashionable. Are you going to be dressing your sons like that?
I have this simulator that simulates breastfeeding. What will you do when the babies wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning?
Make my way to the top of the stairs and scream for the governors.
Sometimes to start a new family.
Can you believe we're actually doing this?
The millennials love a daddy.
So do I.
Good grief. Is Ricky pimping your baby?
This is getting out of hand.
You need your chosen family.
Drink up, because you're gonna need it.
It is very reassuring to be reminded nobody's life is perfect.
We can be half the parents that you and Trey have been.
My dads are emotionally abusive who do not respect my boundaries.
I know good and damn well.
I get it. We're a mess.
I heard that.
You can't put it back in there. It's going to suffocate.
They are dogs.
Noah's Ark, the movie. Streaming June 20th on the Paramount Plus with Showtime plan.
Jake ain't never been scared of nothing.
Y'all know I love The Shine. I love even more now that Bart is back. Okay. Oh, wait, Scott, I just saw that. You see, they had a Brewster Place moment. Like, don't leave you. We saw you. Naked as your peas. Asking the other one to bring you a towel. That lady got on my nerves. So they're having a baby or planning to have a baby. So you guys have to remember, okay? So Noah and Wade meet. Okay. Now I'm going back in time because I don't want to give you too much. Noah and Wade meet. Okay. Y'all, the story is just a mess. So Noah and Wade meet. Okay. And let's pull it up. I mean, Jensen Atwood, I mean, give him more. He's just so cute. Let me go to it right here. So Noah and Wade, who's are Carrie and Big, right? So they meet and they're writers. So they're professional writers, and Noah is struggling at the time when he meets Wade, and Wade is straight. So Wade tells Noah, now this is the first season. I'm just breaking it down for y'all. Because I said, why is no one talking about Noah's Ark? And I just realized it. Maybe because I'm probably the oldest one on the internet that will remember Noah's Ark at this time. Because at first, it was almost like, which I'm going to talk about today or tomorrow, Tales from the Crypt. Work with me here. I know it's Stretch Armstrong. But we were talking about, like, why are we paying for HBO Max and we can't watch Tales from the Crypt when we want to? That was an HBO show. So I want to do a video about that. And I've seen other YouTubers doing it too, like talking about these fun 30 minutes. We weren't supposed to be watching it anyway. Tales from the Crypt episodes and how you can't find them. Now, some are on YouTube, some you got to dig for, but why we don't have it with HBO or HBO Max? So Noah's Ark was sort of like that. It just disappeared unless you had the DVD, because I'm not sure if the Logo channel is still or Paramount bought them, but you couldn't find those episodes, right? So this is how it happened, y'all. So Noah is a writer struggling, and his friends, which is why it's called Ark, is for Alex, Ricky, and Chance. Okay, so his friends are like Samantha. I'll compare this Sex and the City, and it's the promiscuous one is Ricky. Chance is like Charlotte, and Ricky is like, I forgot who else. No, I guess Rick. No, I'm sorry, not Ricky. Alex is no, he's not like anyone. So anyway, they meet, and our boy Wade right here, he says, hey, I never been with a man, and the only way you could get with me is if it's a woman involved. So they agreed to have a threesome, because it has to be a girl, because he wouldn't feel like he was gay. So Noah felt out of place, so he was getting ready to leave, and Wade was like, well, let me try this, let's just see what it's about. So they have a relationship, and it's like so romantic. So then Wade is trying to like hide Noah, because as you can see, Noah is a little more flashy, and he's proud of him being gay, which I didn't understand, because if Wade was only with women first, is he gay or is he bi or is he? Y'all got to break it down. Whoever catch the replay that watch this, like, because I know this isn't my regular audience, but is he gay? If this is first, like, I don't know. Hey J Rock like J Rock like what I walk into. There's an entire series that you can't find any longer because of music rights, namely, my so-called life. Oh my gosh. I like. We were talking about True Life too, and Making the Band. You can't find Daria. Wow, thanks for that. So you guys, so I was like, does that make him bisexual? But Wade eventually identifies as a Black gay man. So he's like, every man's dream on the show. And then you got Alex and his husband. I forgot his name. Alex. What was his name? Because he didn't Trey. So you have Alex and Trey. Now they've been together 7 years. They've been together 7 years. Who I actually met him. He's a dancer in LA, and I met him at the airport. I was really excited. I think that's Rodney. He's the brown skin one. So they've been together 7 years. They're in love. They decide to become parents. And then you have Chance, and I never liked his husband. I just never liked him. I just felt like he so Chance married I forgot his name. Sorry, y'all. That's catching the replay. I should know his name. But Chance got married. And his husband already had a child, but he broke up with, I think, the mom, and then they decided to raise the little girl Kenya together. Why his name is slipping me, I do not know, because he irritates me a lot. But so we're following these love lives, and then Ricky, he's just out here. But speaking of my so-called life, it's a guy on here, Juanito, what's his name? He was on my so-called, he was the Hispanic guy on my so-called life. I can't think of his name. What was his name? That's where I first saw him, and that's the first thing I said. I was like, oh my God, I saw him on my so-called life. Is he right here? He's on the new one too. Ricky and Juanito. I can't think of his name. Can't think of his name, but I'm gonna put his picture up here. He's back. He also did Angels in America. This kind of fuzzy, but I can't think of his name. Hey, Gardis, you just got your degree. Go on and exit out. We're talking about Noah's Ark, but not the Noah's Ark that you teach about, Gardis. So I can't think of his name, but he's been working since my so-called life. Now I gotta look it up because Scott always finds the best stuff. But did he have a leading role for me to remember him so well? Wilson Cruz. He played Enrique Vasquez. He becomes Ricky's boyfriend. That's who Wilson Cruz. So he's in the movie too. And I'm like, he's been working a long time. But he becomes Ricky's on and off boyfriend, and he's also HIV positive, but he's also an emergency room doctor. And I forgot to say, Alex also has an HIV clinic, so they help black men learn about, healthy sex that might be gay. Like, even they would find like people that was, because Hollywood, much like everywhere else, but Hollywood is deep too. They have a street called Figueroa, and that's where like people just freely walk and like sell their bodies. You can even see it on YouTube, which I think is horrible. I talked about that with the soft white underbelly guy, and he got mad. He got like 8 million subscribers, but he came for me because I said I don't think he's sort of, let me know, put a 1 if you guys ever heard of soft white underbelly. I didn't like it because he will have somebody 14 years old that say they're the, I'll just say it, but a prostitute. And then he'll put up the street he found them at. And I'd be like, that's gross. That's absolutely positively gross. I don't like that. But it's a street called Figueroa where it's very prominent over there. Sometimes Hollywood Boulevard is prominent too. And they would stop down those streets and give out condoms and, free HIV, pay them to take an HIV test so they know their status. And they had a lot of guest stars on there. John Sally was on one episode. Like Wilson Cruz, Raz from B2K, Raz B. They had a nice amount of celebrities that came on there. And they did this episode too. So anyway, so it was a show to remember. So the love story between Wade and Noah is what we're going after the whole time. They break up, they get back together, but they left us on a cliffhanger on the season 2, and then they canceled the show. So Patrick Ian Polk, I hope I'm saying it right. He is the writer, and he actually just started to get these movies going, and I'm so happy to hear that he got the movie. But this is what I learned on IMDb. They filmed this in 2022, so this has been out, and that's what brings me into Kaya and T.S. Madison. Anybody remember the Queen's Court? Now that was a time to be alive. Okay. So let me go to the year. If you guys, were we in the pandemic when the Queen Court was going on? I'm trying to. Were we in a pandemic then, or when? I can't remember when I feel like we were in the pandemic when the Queen's Court was going on for some reason. I don't know why I was watching this. I don't feel like I had to go anywhere when I was watching it, or something was weird, because we tuned in every night to hear Kaya and T.S. Madison roast and gag, and then they fell out hard. Well, in this movie, Next Caller is one of the songs they have. And also, like I said, spoilers, T.S. Madison is in the movie. And the Next Caller song is going on. So I thought this was really, really cool to see. I thought it was cool to see. But I'm wondering if that's going to be an issue because it's so new. Will anybody bring it up? Will T.S. Madison bring it up? Because Pride already was a problem. So, yeah, I thought this was really cool. Y'all check it out. I just wanted to talk about it. I was like, nobody's talking about it. And I wanted to bring out, like, I went to the movies with my friend to see Jump in the Broom, and it wasn't nationally released. Like, we had to go up north to a little theater to see it. And it was a good movie, and we cried. And it's been, 10 years since that movie was released. So, one more spoiler. Okay, coming up. Oh, yeah, Scott, I agree. Oh, I didn't even think about that. The traffic people. So they have Jasmine Guy in here too. They have Eva Marcel in here too. They had quite a few people, and it's a special person that's calling their phone, but they don't tell us who it is. You have to pick up who it is. And I like the way they did that. So I'll leave that for the next time we chit chat about it. I do want to talk this young lady right here, Barry, giving Zaya Wade, almost Zaya Wade to the T. And that is Alex and Trey's son they adopted from Africa. So they put a little bit of everything, gender identities. I learned something. People were telling me that now I'm learning this with the young folk. Okay. Okay, y'all get, I'm a little older. So they were saying, this is what people are telling me, that it's wrong to assign a gender at birth. If I have it wrong, tell me that you have to, like the new folks are saying, wait until the kid decides their gender before you give them a gender. And I'm like, okay, I'm just now getting used to pronouns. Now y'all put this on me. It's so much going on that's just, I'm like, okay, I can see that. But what do we do with so the sex and gender is different, right? That's what I thought even and sex was different. But maybe not. So, child, I can't even talk because it stresses me out. It totally stresses me out. So they go over that in here too. And I thought that was really, really cool. So check out Noah's Ark. And I want people to check it out so we get another movie. This could be the end. This could very well be the end. But I would like to see more. I would like to see what's going to happen. Like, we got this part after they got married, and they left us sort of on a cliffhanger for the movie. So I want to see a little more. And that's all I wanted to say. I was really excited. And y'all didn't tell me that this movie was out. Oh my goodness. I was so excited. So next, I don't do movie reviews. I hope some of my favorite people do the review. But I was like, I know that a lot of people probably, you have to be someone of a particular age probably to remember it. You know what I mean? Because it was a time. It was a time. So congratulations to Patrick Ian Polk getting it out there and bringing Jensen Atwood back and all of the guys back. And it was good to see, you know, because sometimes when you have movies like that and you wait a long time, all the cast is not there. Because I'm watching Sex in the City, you guys. Let me know if you're watching that. You know, I get the replay. And Just Like That is just trying too hard for me. And I watch it for the fashion. I'm hoping, but now that I'm watching this, like Noah's Ark, for instance, these black men who are gay, they have their life all the way more together than Sarah Jessica Parker living in Manhattan with millions of dollars and her boyfriend, her current boyfriend, Aiden. I'm like, like the women there that in their late 60s and we still haven't figured out life and love yet. They got it figured out over here on Noah's Ark. But hey, it takes time. It takes time. And you know, no one knows who and what and where. Only God says so, right? God tells you. But yeah, I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was a great production. I thought the sound was really good. It was more of a comedy than the seriousness of it. It was a little more a dramedy, right? Whereas the series, it was a little more serious. It was funny too, but it had a little more. It was more drama. And yeah. Oh, and I wish they would have brought some of the music from Adriana Evans back. She has some beautiful songs. I used to love the roller skate too, and I was like, man, they didn't bring her back. But I don't know if Michelle Indege Cello was doing the music again. Let me see. Because, you know, anytime you have a movie, you get Michelle Indege Cello or who else? Raphael Sadiq to score your movie. So let's see. Yeah, Wilson Cruz been working for a little bit. I'm just trying to see. T.S. Madison did a wonderful job. Isn't it something to see where it's something to see where YouTube can take you. T.S. Madison was over here on YouTube. Over here on YouTube. And look at her on Beyonce album. And that's it. I was so sad that they didn't have Adriana Evans. And I think I only like to go skating to hear this song that was the theme to Noah's Ark. But yeah. And that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and get on out of here. And I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. Let me talk about what I want to talk about. About the fashion, I love it, especially Noah. Noah is Carrie Bradshaw for sure, Brandon. You know, I wish it was something for straight men fashion shows, fashion movies. You know what I say about like it was a series or a movie for fashion for straight men. I would say John Wick. I love John Wick's suit. I love it being tailored. I love his hair, Keanu Reeves. But I would say, what's the name of that movie, that series that was on with Ghost, and yeah, that whole series. Their stylists do a wonderful job. But I'm just trying to think if it was like a romance series or something like that. It's just not. Somebody needs to write that, like a black. Well, Tyler Perry probably writes stuff like that. But is it any black male series looking for love and calling their friends? I guess Tyler Perry, Power, James Bond, yes, James Bond, yes. Who else? It's one more. I'm going back. What else? would you say a different world for college people was pretty fashionable? I think so. I'm trying to think. But like, somebody needs to write a love story for straight black men, even when they're getting. Oh, Insecure. Insecure is a beautiful. She did great with fashion. Just something like that. I was watching The Shy earlier, and I was like, okay. They had an episode where it was like black men dealing with women. They have a couple of episodes like that. Oh wow, yeah, James Bond for sure. Scott said you'll see all the Tom Ford, Persol, Hugo Boss, and other labels in a new Bond movies, especially. Yep. Now, if you guys, it's also it's one more. I love you know who wasn't half bad, because I'm trying not to name all black shows, but what happened to him? Where'd he go? Charlie Sheen, like, what was it, 2.5 Men, when he would dress up to go out? That was pretty dope. But what happened? Charlie Sheen got up out of there, y'all. And you know what else? I hope you guys can watch something like this and it take your mind off of what's going on, because I found myself earlier today consumed with everything that was going on. Not that you shouldn't pay attention. Please pay attention, and have a plan and contingency and all of that good stuff, because we don't know what's going on in the world. And pray. So this was just something, if you wanted to watch that. I didn't see all the episodes, but yeah, where is Charlie Sheen? He got up out of here when he was out here doing the nasty and all that stuff with the because one of those porn actresses came up missing that was suing him. Y'all, I said don't mess with it's two people you don't mess with: Marvin Sapp and Charlie Sheen. All of a sudden, the people just never come back around. Remember that lady said Marvin Sapp was trying to date her and stuff. Ain't see her no more. Oh, Don Cheadle is the best, and and Clooney. Y'all, thanks for letting me chit chat, and I'll see you guys later. I appreciate you. I'll probably be back later because I want to finish my Tales from the Crypt video, and now it's my busy season again, so I'm picking back up. So, and if you guys want to see something else, I think Harvey have a meeting at 6 tonight, and Ryan will be over there at the Harvey meeting at 6 and 7 tonight. It should be quite interesting because we've been seeing people running around town, so it's weird to see now Harvey getting that action that we was getting a few months ago, right? All right, you guys, take care of yourself and each other. Bye.
Commentary blue, commentary, burgundy, commentary, commentary blue, commentary.